It purposes to stimulate renewed commitment by countries in East and South African regions towards empowerment of adolescent girls, young women and boys to end HIV and AIDS, gender-based discrimination and violence. The initiative was launched at Mengo Senior School under the theme Repositioning Education Plus within the HIV/AIDS response at the center of a resilient, sustainable, integrated, and person-centered approach to health and tackling gender inequalities in Uganda. She said that girls, as well as their communities and countries, reap multiple social and economic benefits from the girl child's completion of secondary school education.
Unquote. A nation that builds its morals and values on commandments of the Lord and instills them in the next generation has hope for a bright future. Having said that, I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you that any effective effort designed to empower young people must start with the family. Positive parenting, that's what we must talk and discuss with our communities. Positive parenting.
Mrs. Museveni noted that in 2021, during the long closure of the economy occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic, 18% of the annual births in Uganda resulted from teenage pregnancies, mostly in districts in North, Central, Busoga, Bunyoro, Lango, and Toro, with the West Nile region registering the highest number of teenage pregnancies.
Together, let us ensure that not one child more becomes part of these statistics. As the older generation, this is our God-given obligation, and we must take it on.
The Education Plus initiative complements the ongoing high-level campaign against teenage pregnancy, codenamed Protect the Girl, Save the Nation, which is co-championed by the First Lady, the Vice President, and the Prime Minister. She informed the nation that after various consultations with key stakeholders, including the mothers and women leaders, Cabinet has guided on the management of teenage mothers in primary and secondary schools. Among the guidelines, the pregnant girls will stay out of school and first give birth. She is also required to go on a mandatory leave of 1 year after giving birth before readmission to school, which is in the interest of the teen mother and the baby. For candidate classes, that is P7, S4 and S6, it was decided as mandatory for pregnant girls in candidate classes to sit for their national examinations if they can. Anne Githuku Songwe, the UNAIDS Regional Director for Eastern and Southern Africa, hailed Uganda for her supportive policies, guidelines, and laws that promote access to education and health for adolescent girls and young women. The United Nations Resident Coordinator, Ms. Susan Ngogi Namondo, noted that educating the girl child is the only way of transforming Uganda. Their commitment on behalf of the UN family to support the government and people of Uganda, especially girls, through the implementation of a joint UN Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework 2021-2025. The ceremony was also attended by Honorable Ministers of State for Kampala and Metropolitan Affairs, Kabuye Chofa Togabye, and Sarah Mateke Nyirabaschi, who is in charge of Youth and Children Affairs. Others were head of UN agencies, ambassadors, and members of diplomatic corps, religious leaders, school administrators, students, representatives from various schools across the country and their teachers, among others, and visiting delegations from the Kingdom of Eswatini and Namibia. Priscilla Namara reporting.
Thank you, Priscilla. Now that footage is from the First Lady Administrator of Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, launching the Education Plus initiative in Uganda, making Uganda the first East African country to launch this initiative. Now, the Education Plus initiative, which is a high-profile and high-level political advocacy drive to accelerate actions and investments for adolescent girls, was conceived by UNAIDS, UNESCO, UNFPA, UNICEF, and UN Women in 2019. Its purpose is to stimulate renewed commitments by the countries in the Eastern and Southern African regions towards empowering adolescent girls, young women and boys as partners to end AIDS, gender-based discrimination and violence. Now, moving on, Kasese District has registered 15 new cases of COVID-19 in a period of 5 days. In January 2022, Uganda fully opened its economy for business after nearly 2 years of pandemic-induced lockdown.
Kasese District Surveillance Focal Person says the district has 15 new cases of COVID-19.
As I talk now, we have 15 cases registered since Monday, the beginning of this week.
Says that 14 of the cases are learners from within Kasese municipality and the other one is a traveler from Toroko district.
And some of them have not been in this district. One was from Toroko and the others are from within Kasese Municipal Council schools.
Kabinga attributes the reemergence of the pandemic to people's unwillingness in implementing the standard operating procedures that were put in place by the Ministry of Health.
Now, my urge is to the communities who are a bit laxed on our SOPs, more especially wearing the masks and hand washing. People are very reluctant. So we would wish that let's revise and look for our masks, put on our masks, hand wash, especially in those overcrowded areas. Let's wash hands in markets and where? In schools. And then again, what we are going to do is we are going to strengthen our school health surveillance.
The resident district commissioner, Kasese District, Lieutenant Jorwa Lusimbi, urged the community to be very vigilant before the situation worsened.
Those people who have not yet vaccinated, they should go for vaccination because COVID is still there and real. Been telling people that they should do what they're supposed to do, wash their hands, masks, but people are adamant. They don't want to listen. Now COVID is coming back again. We don't know what we are going to do. They want us to close again or?
He added that if the community refuses to implement the standard operating procedures, the situation might worsen.
If you can move in the whole town, you can get just only 1 or 2 people with mask. So what does that mean? It means we should double our efforts as leaders and even people themselves because it's their own lives.
By January 2022, Kasese District had 1,786 cumulative cases and 86 deaths. Currently, Kasese District stands at 63% of the people that are fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Dorcas Chemono and Sharon Muber, UBC News.
A clear indication right there that the war against COVID-19 is not yet over, so we are all advised to continue maintaining all the standard operating procedures set by the Ministry of Health. Now, the Ministry of Information, Communication Technology and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomonsi, says the ministry is committed to supporting the film industry through ensuring a proper legal framework. The minister was officiating the 9th Film Festival Awards at a ceremony held in Kampala. He urged stakeholders in the film industry to form an organized group to attract government attention. The Film Festival Awards of 2022 were organized by Uganda Communications Commission at ICT Hub, Nakawa. Take a look.
Through strengthening legislation, government is committed to improving and promoting the film industry. The Minister of ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomonsi, at the 9th Film Festival Awards.
To get together with us, we sit and see how government can comprehensively come in to build this industry. We shall work together to see that we address all those challenges we are raising, starting with the issue of the law, of the bill to be presented in the cabinet. So we shall work together.
The Ministry for Information, Communication Technology and National Guidance has expressed commitment to working with an organized film organization to nurture more talents.
Organized are you. I would want to request you to organize better. I don't know whether you have a leadership. I know you could be having an association leadership. We shall give you time as a sector, as a ministry. We meet with you.
Sure that they put in the budget money to promote the talents of our children, because it is one of the activities which can help our young children to achieve or to have a good living, and of course internationally known because of their good talents. So the government must be very serious.
The minister was officiating the 9th Film Festival Awards at a ceremony organized by the Uganda Communications Commission. He urged stakeholders in the film industry to form an organized group to attract government attention. Speaking at the Uganda Film Festival Awards, the executive director, UCC, Engineer Irene Sewankambo, reiterated the significance of film industry to the economy.
This is a major issue in Uganda, which struggles to retain and attract talent. Moreover, if Uganda is to innovate and develop a new generation of high-value products and services, which rebalance the economy, generate wealth, engender confidence, and improve well-being, then enabling conditions to develop the right mix of skills, attitudes, and expectations among its young people must be created.
Personalities who performed well in different categories and film groups scooped awards and became champions of the film industry 2022.
Congratulations goes to Gato.
Actors in the industry highlighted some of the challenges faced, which require government support and well-wishers of the sector.
Will you submit a bill in Parliament or a cabinet paper requesting for Uganda Film Commission?
The artist appealed for a stringent legislation on the intellectual property and on copyright to protect talented Ugandans to benefit from their creativity. Lydia Chomkama, UBC News.
Thank you, Lydia. Now, the State Minister, Information, Communication and Technology, Joyce Nabosa Sebugwao, has assured transaction digital platforms on the government to expand a reliable internet infrastructure. Minister Nabosa was officiating at the first anniversary of Kopia Uganda, an online shopping platform.
Enhancing e-commerce is well stipulated in the National Development Plan 3, and this can be achieved through building reliable internet infrastructure. Government commits a strategy to facilitate stakeholders in the business sector affordable internet.
Where the internet cover the whole country, we are on that process and we work day and night to make sure that everybody gets internet, because without internet it becomes very difficult. So be assured that the ministry is working.
The emerging online shopping platforms and fintechs cautioned on the public trust. Government is optimistic to leverage on these platforms to fight counterfeits.
It is our obligation to find avenues that empower our people economically to enhance national building. If you receive goods which you don't like, you can return it. But here in Uganda, they always put on a receipt that goods once sold, don't return.
It is likely that even a product that comes certified could still have a fault. It could be a faulty product. We will actually take that product back. And actually, we do tests as well, so we have quality assurance internally.
Kopia Uganda is an online shopping platform which commits to cater for people in rural areas with no smartphones.
They have a feature phone or smartphone. They're able to use a USSD. That majority of the Ugandans are not here in Kampala, are not in urban centers, but they are in peri-urban and rural communities. So what I just shared now in terms of the fulfillment center is towards digitizing Ugandan consumers and putting Ugandan consumers on a global map.
Small and medium-sized businesses are expected to rep big as this platform commits to buy products from the local manufacturers.
Because the struggles that the SMEs have is access to customer and route to market from a logistics perspective, both of which are expensive to obtain. So Copia has a huge pool of consumers. We
are in the business for supporting Ugandans. Ugandans for Uganda. Buy Uganda, build Uganda. That's what we are doing.
The adaptation of financial technologies in Uganda is faced with challenges like digital illiteracy, high cost of smartphones, and the poor internet infrastructure. Lydia Chomkama, UBC News.
The resident district commissioner, Pade District, Milton Odongo, has ordered for the arrest of former Pade sub-county chief for allegedly embezzling church funds. He says the culprit was involved in the fraud of 5 million Uganda shillings under the pretext that it was remitted by Uganda Revenue Authority accounts. This is during a local accountability meeting, also known as Baraza, organized by the Office of the Prime Minister in Pade sub-county.
A former sub-county chief in the Padere district has been accused of stealing 5 million shillings from St. Stephen Church of Uganda Sacco in the Padere sub-county.
That's impossible. We are supposed to wait for the next year. We see why no. Our money is there. At the time when you are going to us in our village there, you told us that the money is now ready. And how come that the money is now not there? Eh?
The Sacco was supposed to receive this money last year under community development projects, but the sub-county chief allegedly claimed that the funds were remitted to Uganda Revenue Authority accounts.
We came here several times complaining for that money, but what is the sub-county chief told us that the money was being deducted by the URA. If possible, we are supposed to wait. We will see that after when.
The matter was raised during a local accountability meeting where civil servants interacted with members of public during an open forum, also known as a Baraza, organized by the Office of the Prime Minister in Padere sub-county.
This Baraza is very good because to get the RDC from his office is very difficult. Even to get the cow from his office is very difficult because if you are going to the office of the cow, you are supposed to write a note. If he allowed you to enter, then you will enter. If you did not, but if the case of this Baraza is now free and then open.
The resident district commissioner Milton Odongo immediately ordered for the arrest of the former sub-county chief for investigation.
Omaro Jacob, who was here transferred to Latanya, he was involved in the theft of this community money under the pretext that it was taken by URA, and yet the community are very bitter. There is glaring evidence that he was involved, and I'm directing you to have him investigated, arrested, and prosecuted immediately.
The decision was backed up by the local leaders for the transparency of public funds.
You see, when the investigation now, to me, I call that one is now the start of the investigation. If that chief is arrested, for us, we are ready to go and give the statement of what has been taking place. That is it. The RDC is doing his own work to make sure that the truth comes out.
Resident District Commissioner Padere also pledged his total commitment to fight against corruption as long as he is in the office. Joseph Oko, reporting for UBC News in Padere.
All right, now UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, but we return with business stories. Don't move an inch.
Jennifer, Jukira, Rewagamba, I don't have waka. You passed the ice through me about my waka. Now come and see for yourself, see my waka that I got with Momo Nyabo. Jambola be waka, look at you waka, see my waka that I got with Momo Nyabo.
Show them waka with MTN Momo Nyabo. Simply deposit 20K or more on your mobile money money for a chance to win 3 Toyota Succeeds and money to 2,000 lucky winners every week. We're giving away 24 cars and over 2 billion shillings of mobile money.
Affordable packages, great entertainment,
sports, the local content, telenovela, the movies.
There is something for everybody. Go TV, this is where great stories live.
Get the best entertainment for any budget. With GoTV, you will have great entertainment for as little as 13,000 Uganda shillings per month. GoTV, great stories, Zidiwano. GoTV Uganda, love it.
The Kabaka Birthday Run 2022 is back on Sunday, 3rd July 2022 at Lubiri Mengo. This year, the run will be physical and will be flagged off by Sabasaja Kabaka at 7 a.m. Come out in large numbers once again to Lubiri Mengo. Run for a cause to fight and end HIV by 2030. Buy your ticket today at 15,000 Uganda shillings from Airtel shops at Tobani Center, New Taxi Park, ShopRite Building, Benchwanka Street, Majestic Brands Office at Bulange Mengo. You can also buy your ticket using Airtel Money. Dial *185 *5 hash. Select Payments, select Kabaka Run, and follow the prompts to complete the payment. Kabaka Birthday Run 2022 is brought to you by UNAID, CBS, BBS, and Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Oil and Gas Moment, brought to you by Petroleum Authority of Uganda, creating lasting value in Uganda's oil journey. In order to be contracted to supply goods and services for oil activities in Uganda, you must register on the National Suppliers Database. Between 2017 and 2021, close to 400 Ugandan entities were awarded various contracts to supply goods and services to the sector.
Tech Club Limited is a geosciences company that has been offering geotechnical and geophysical investigation services to the East African market since its inception in 2002. Our experience working with Ama Energy has been a pleasurable one. The seismic surveys have always been on our radar, and when this opportunity came up, we put together a winning bid and became the first Ugandan company to provide seismic services under an oil and gas contract in Uganda.
Registration on the National Suppliers Database is free. Visit www.pau.go.ug, creating lasting value in Uganda's oil journey.
Beat the back-to-school hustle today. Pay school fees conveniently using Airtel Money. Dial *185 hash. Select option 6, school fees.
Select to pay using Bridge Schools, School Pay or Beg Pay.
Select option 1, pay fees. Enter student number. Enter the amount. Enter the PIN number to complete payment. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Welcome back from that break, and we're glad that you're still with us on UBC News tonight. Well, in our business news, youth have been advised to engage in beekeeping as one of the agricultural products that can uplift them in less than 5 years. Now, this came at a time when so many youths have been hit by the pandemic and left helpless. We have the details.
Business Friends Africa have embarked on helping young talents discover opportunities, among which beekeeping is one of those that require small startup capital.
We are looking at an industry where you invest little income, little capital, and get very high returns. 250 that you have put in the beehive. Now, Savannah Honey is going to do all the rest. They are going to make sure that the beehive attracts the bees.
Uganda and the region basically imports honey. When you talk about bee pollen, propolis, royal jelly, bee venom, these countries in Africa, they import over 95% or even over 98% of all these products from China. So these are products that already have market, as opposed to any other agricultural activity that you engage in.
According to the CEO, Savannah Honey, Chalo Maveke, one needs a small piece of land and few beehives to run a beekeeping business in 15 years.
If you had at least a space of 10 by 10, as I've just said, and you have 20 hives, you must be sure that the kind of income that you get from this is even more many times than somebody who's planted 50 acres of maize. Now, number two, remember, the beautiful thing with beekeeping is that when you buy the beehives, there is nothing else you do with them for the next 50 years. So it's a real an asset. The beehive, you buy it once, as opposed to the maize that you planted last year, that now you have to plant another one. The maize stalks are done. This beehive, you buy it just once.
Charlo Maveke says many people involved in the beekeeping sector don't know about different products, yet are crucial in the day-to-day beekeeping industry.
Many clients don't know about the other products, about the propolis, the pollen, the royal jelly, the venom, as I've mentioned, but now they only know about honey. So they lack techniques in how to exploit these other resources, these other products, which have got more benefit.
A number of beekeepers in Uganda only look at honey as a source of income. Ben Walakira, a herbalist who uses bee venom to treat patients with chronic diseases, says beekeeping demands for patience.
Bee venom is used to treat a lot of ailments in the body, especially those related to virus and the bacterial infection. Their food is our medicine, so I always encourage people to keep a bee in their places of residence.
The richness and diversity of Uganda's vegetation, both natural and agricultural, provide ideal habitat for honeybees. Species such as shea nut, acacia trees, coffee and eucalyptus are important bee trees. Honey flows are highly localized, and local knowledge underpins all successful beekeeping in Uganda. Shaidat Nasaku, UBC News.
Even with my grandson, a doctor at my side, I struggled to get the help I needed. But he saw something that day. He began to work day and night. He wouldn't quit, even when people said no. He wouldn't stop fighting. He knew something had to change, and his vision was bigger than anyone could imagine. He made it possible to receive quality medical services anywhere in Uganda by simply using a phone.
This is a story of a regular Ugandan just like you, who harnessed the power of technology to provide a solution for us. How about you tell us your story? UG needs more of you. To share your story, visit airtel.co.ug/UG needs more of you, or call or SMS 162.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Affordable packages, great entertainment,
Sports, the local content, telenovela, the movies.
There is something for everybody. Go TV, this is where great stories live.
Get the best entertainment for any budget. With GoTV, you will have great entertainment for as little as 13,000 Ugandan shillings per month. GoTV, great stories, Zidiwano. GoTV Uganda, love it.
Well, we would like to thank you so much for your company this lovely evening, but do join us for a second edition of UBC News tonight. That is at 10 o'clock. I'm Lauryn Maska Kazimoto and Muhammad Mugalu in sign language interpretation. We will see you at 10, but for now, we'll leave you with Kutesa Mili with our weather forecast for tomorrow. Kutesa.
Thanks for tuning on UBC. My name is Grace Amili with your weather update. We are still experiencing light isolated showers in some parts of the country, but the rest of the country is experiencing sunny conditions. Seeing the satellite pictures, we have the rain about pushed too far west of the country due to the ridging over the Indian Ocean. That's depriving us of the moist winds that are supposed to come into our country, hence depriving us of the moist winds and decreasing the wet activities. Tomorrow morning, we expect to wake up with sunny conditions in most parts of our country, most especially the northern region, but the rest of the country with sunny intervals, though in afternoon hours, we expect a pickup of light isolated showers in most parts of the country, apart from some few areas like Karamoja regions and southwestern of our country that is expected to have sunny intervals. Temperature is up to 30 degrees of maximum northern part of our country, 27 in the capital city Kampala, 30 across Kasese, 24 across Kawali Highlands. It's moving out of Uganda, touring the few cities across the globe. Those ones that we have for you is Dubai and Nairobi with sunny conditions at a maximum of 40 degrees Celsius across Dubai and 26 across Nairobi. New York with sunny intervals at a maximum of 25 degrees Celsius. Paris with cloudy conditions. Tokyo with light isolated showers at a maximum of 26 degrees Celsius. Thanks for tuning on UBC. My name is Gutesa Mili. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow.
Jennifer, Jukira, Rewagamba, I don't have waka. You passed the ice through me about my waka. Now come and see for yourself, see my waka that I got with Momo Nyabo. Jangola be waka, look at you waka, see my waka.
Simply deposit 20K or more on your mobile money for a chance to win 3 Toyota Succeeds and money to 2,000 lucky winners every week. We're giving away 24 cars and over 2 billion shillings of mobile money.
Mama baby, don't tell me you want to give the baby that food.
It's just little smashed passion and beans that I want to give him when he wakes up.
Mama baby, no. The baby is just 4 months. You can't give him any solid food apart from breast milk only.
Hey, why not? My friend started feeding her baby with solid food at 4 months. What are you talking about?
Mama baby, when I escorted you to the health facility after delivery, the health worker said we should breastfeed the baby for 6 months before we can introduce him to solid food.
I know, but...
don't you remember the health worker saying that breast milk helps the baby to grow well?
Oh, yes. Let me follow the health worker's advice to breastfeed my baby. And remember, we have to go back to the health facility to take him for immunization and check whether he's growing well.
For the first 6 months of your baby's life, give only breast milk. Breast milk is the only food a baby needs to grow well and healthy. For more information, visit a health facility near you or call toll-free 0800 100 066. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health.
Be alert. Do not share your Airtel Money PIN number with anyone. Airtel Uganda employees will never ask for your Airtel Money PIN number on call, SMS, or by email. All SIM card registrations, SIM card verifications, or SIM swaps are done at clearly branded Airtel shops and not on phone. To report any fraudulent activity, please call 100 immediately. The official calling number for Airtel promotions is 0200 100